That was Double Spring Gap Shelter where I stayed last night, where I tented out in front of it. Met a couple of cool guys there, Adam and Nick from Cincinnati. Just in here going through the Smokies a little bit for the last few days. I think getting ready to head out tomorrow. So that was kind of nice. Talked a little bit about things and shared some stories. So today is a little shorter day. Yesterday was too long of a day. I did way more miles than I should have. I felt it about every way you can. Today is only, well, it's under 14 miles, maybe 13.6 or something like that. But includes a lot of climbing. So this morning, first thing out of the shelter, climbing a couple miles to Klingman's Dome, which is the highest point on the Appalachian Trail. So I'll get there and check that out. It's called Klingman's Dome because you get on top of Klingman and then there's this big dome. You can climb a tower type thing where you can see. But it is so cloudy. I mean, just really absolutely socked in. In fact, this video doesn't really show it, but it almost looks like, you know, it's dark, like it's night in here in some of these places because the clouds are so thick. The sun just isn't even penetrating them. Anyway, so I'll do that. Then there'll be a lot of downhill from the dome, which will be nice. It'll be a little hard on the knees maybe, but I'll be able to keep moving at a decent pace. And then towards the end of the day, the last, not sure how far, maybe 3 miles or so, 2 or 3 miles, it starts going uphill steep, and there's a really, really good long 1,000-foot or maybe 1,500-foot climb to the shelter. So as anybody who's watched these videos knows, morning is my time when I can really crank out the miles and feel good. As the day wears on and starts to get warmer, my lungs start to shut down, and so I'm expecting that those last 2 or 3 hours, whatever, to be tough ones today. But at least it'll be shorter. I'll be cutting 3 miles off what I did yesterday, so that'll be nice. So I'm looking forward to a great day. What a great area. Just moss-covered logs everywhere. So, I suspect the reason that I've seen so much wildlife so far through the Smokies here is because there are hardly any people in the park, and there really haven't been very many people in the park now this whole hiking season up until now. Today is the first day that somebody set off from camp before I did, and so the other days I've had the luxury of being the first one along the trail, at least going northbound, and so I also think that the animals, were up in the morning or still up from night or however it works for each animal, and whoa, look at that little guy. He's just not afraid of me at all, is he? Little red squirrel. Cute as can be. Anyway, so what I was about to say maybe was just proven untrue because of that squirrel. But what I was going to say is, this is the first morning that there was a threesome that headed out before me this morning, quite a ways before me. So anyway, I kind of suspect that maybe, the animals are kind of alerted that, hey, humans are coming along the trail now, and maybe they scared up most of the wildlife, and I won't see a whole lot at least compared to what I've seen the last couple of days. So we shall see if that proves true or not. I'm close to Klingman's now. This is pretty confusing. You come down here, and what do you see? I see an obvious trail in front of me. Got to be the trail I'm supposed to follow, right? A big old slab of rock off to the left that slants right down to the trail, like nothing you'd think of there. I don't know. I see some signs here. Tell me there's a trail to parking, a trail to the tower, and some other stuff. They're oddly kind of at an angle to each other, which makes you think there's a marking for the trail right there. So you think, well, maybe it goes off here. Nope. And then you look, and that's the Appalachian Trail. That is a bypass trail that goes to parking. So, man, I'm sure 8,000 people have screwed that up. Probably 8,000 this year. Anyway, so this is my trail. Well, I'm off the trail now. Came across this road, and again, confusing. The trail actually crosses right across the road and continues off to the right. But you're not supposed to do that. You take a left on the road off the trail and then come on up here and wow. Yeah, you can see the dome. Very cool. I'm gonna walk around just a bit down here and then head up, and doesn't look like I'm gonna get any kind of view, but well, that was Klingman's Dome. Klingman's is 6,643 feet. I think the dome 6,658. 358. That doesn't actually make sense, but anyway, I think that's what I saw on the sheet. Anyway, so highest point on the entire AT. So it should be easy now, right? All downhill from here. I wish. Too bad there wasn't, too bad the clouds hadn't burned off. It's supposed to be a nice day, not a huge chance of rain. So I'm sure the clouds will burn off this afternoon, but I can't hang around and wait for that view. What a jumble it is in this area. What a nice spring, coming right out of the rocks. Perfect. That's the first water for the day and the last water for the day. There was water at the shelter this morning. There's that. And there's water at the shelter here. I'm going to at the end of my 13.6 miles today. And the only other water was, if you wanted to hike like a half-mile down trail on another trail or to another shelter, or something like that. So, not drinking a lot of water today. Just came across this structure that I had to cross, and I want to try to show you this, but it's right in the sun, so I'm not sure you'll be able to see it. But anyway, it's basically it's there to keep out wild hogs. Good luck with that. Anyway, if you couldn't read it, there's a special kind of beech tree in this particular area. They're trying to protect against wild hogs, and so they're putting these things up. So I don't know whether it's working, but interesting. Well, I just came out of the woods at Newfound Gap, and there are a million people here. You can see the whole parking lot's full. People are out and about. There's a lookout up there, a whole bunch of information. There's bathrooms over there, trash cans here, so pretty awesome. I'm gonna sit down and eat my lunch. Maybe use a bathroom, I don't know. I don't think there's any running water here, so I can't fill up, but I've got plenty. And take it easy for a few minutes and then probably head back in. Pretty cool area. Well, somehow my little stay in Newfound Gap renewed me. I haven't climbed like that probably since I've been out here. I did a little over 2 miles an hour most of the way. I was expecting to get here to the shelter like maybe 5 or 5:30. Just the way I've been going, you know, kind of just expected to sort of die along here. And man, went great. It's a little after 3:30 right now. I'm about 2/10 of a mile away, so I'm gonna pull in with lots of time left tonight. And hopefully, because as of now I've not uploaded any videos, even though this is my, I don't even know, third night, fourth night, third night, anyway. So hopefully I'll get some stuff edited and have a good signal and be able to send some stuff out. Good night.
No, I'm actually, I'm listening to an audible.